News Hurricane Headquarters, sponsored by Entergy.
12 News is your hurricane headquarters, and we are tracking Beryl as it moves through the Caribbean, leaving behind a path of destruction. The 53rd Weather Wrecking Squadron, part of the Air Force, got this video from inside the eye of the storm. Right now, Jamaica is in the path of the powerful Category 4 storm. As ABC's Lionel Moyes reports, the storm is already blamed for at least 6 deaths.
The island of Jamaica bracing for Hurricane Beryl, which could bring life-threatening flash floods and up to 9 feet of storm surge.
The entire government and all relevant personnel are in a state of readiness to manage the disaster.
Jamaica's Prime Minister declaring the entire island a disaster area. ABC's Faith Abube is there.
Already we're seeing conditions deteriorate. The winds are picking up. You can see here the waves are getting choppier and choppier.
Beryl is weakening, but it was the earliest ever Category 5 storm on record in the Atlantic. The deadly storm leaving behind devastation on several islands. And these images of Beryl reaching Grenada. Satellite images of before and after showing entire neighborhoods decimated. Homes also destroyed in St. Vincent.
Yep, I'm homeless.
Forecasters are warning Jamaica could be hit with wind gusts near 130 miles per hour and up to a foot of rain. Locals trying to stock up on last-minute supplies ahead of the storm. A hurricane warning is in effect for Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. Beryl is expected to make landfall in Jamaica as a major hurricane. That would make it the first major hurricane on record to make landfall there during the month of July. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
And Jeff is in our Weather Impact Center, keeping an eye on the storm. Jeff, we don't have to really worry about Beryl's impacts back here at home.
No, it looks like it's going to stay well to our south, but places like the Yucatan and then Jamaica this afternoon are getting feeling the effects from Beryl, and it looks like eventually it could be working its way towards South Texas. So we're going to be tracking it as it makes its all the way into South Texas. It looks like maybe sometime early next week. Here's satellite right now. It does not look as healthy as it did yesterday. Yesterday with that well-defined eye, you can still see the center of circulation, but it's not a well-defined eye. Have some shear coming into this, some drier air coming into this, so it has weakened some, but still very powerful. You can see winds are at 145. Yesterday we were up to 165, so it's come down some. Moving to the west-northwest at 18 as it continues to push right to the south of Jamaica. Matter of fact, I think probably the bulk of it is going to be just to the south of Jamaica, but they're going to get quite a bit of activity from their storm. It's going to continue to move towards the Yucatan. Looks like sometime Friday morning it'll reach the Yucatan. It'll start to weaken even more by the time it gets there. Category 2, Category 1 storm, and then it goes out into the Gulf of Mexico. As it emerges out into the Gulf, because it's been over land, it'll probably only be a tropical storm. That's what they're predicting, but winds down to only about 60 miles per hour. They're expecting it to strengthen again to a low-end hurricane, winds at 75 miles per hour as we head towards Sunday morning, and then eventually move into northern parts of Mexico, maybe even South Texas sometime as we head towards Monday morning very early. So we'll be tracking it. It will give us maybe a little bit of rain, but the bulk of the effects from this storm are going to be across South Texas, and then that rain's probably going to shove a little bit more towards the hill country and out towards central Texas. So we'll continue to watch and keep you updated, but at this point it looks like southeast Texas won't feel too much in the way of effects from Beryl. Definitely not winds. The hurricane force winds only go out about 45 miles from the center, so it's not a very big storm at all. It doesn't extend out hundreds and hundreds of miles. It literally, like I said, the hurricane force winds are about 80 miles from one side to the other, so that's about it. So we won't feel the winds. We might get a little bit of rain from Beryl, and that's about it. All right, closer to home, it's pretty quiet right now, at least here in the Triangle, but we are expecting some rain to move up from the coast a little bit later on. Our 12 News studio camera looking down at I-10, part of the Roofy 911 Live Skycam network. This camera brought to you by Mid-County Plumbing. Temperature-wise, it's getting hot out there. Temperature at 90 in Jasper, 92 in Woodville, 86 in Kirbyville, 87 in Silsbee, as well as Port Arthur, Orange at 88, and then Beaumont here at 85. There's the showers I was talking about just now coming along the coast. They're going to be trying to work their way northward through the afternoon, so we'll go about 30-40% coverage of some scattered rain. And right now there's a couple lightning strikes. For most part, it's just some heavy downpours that are starting to come up from Sabine Pass and moving up into parts of Jefferson County. Probably not too long before they move right along 73 between Winnie and Port Arthur. Overall picture shows pretty dry forecast today for most of the state. There's those showers over southeast Texas. You go to the other end of the state, up in the Texas Panhandle, they have a few showers as well. So 30–40% chance of a few scattered showers throughout the afternoon. It's going to be hot with temperatures in the middle 90s. We'll back off into the 80s and eventually the 70s overnight. Tomorrow, I think it's going to be a mostly dry day. There could be a couple of showers, about 20% chance of rain on your 4th of July, but overall, I think it looks like just a hot afternoon out there. Along the coast today, winds south at 5 to 10 knot, seas from 1 to 2 feet, and we won't see another high tide for today. So today we do have a heat advisory out there for the lakes. Hot and humid here in the Triangle with a 40% chance of scattered rain for tonight. We back off into the middle to upper 70s. And then here's a look at your 7-day forecast, showing temperatures there into the lower to middle 90s over the next 7 days, morning lows in the 70s. And we'll see scattered showers here and there through most of the next 7 days.